Shifting focus now to the other war, the one in Ukraine. For long now, one question has haunted NATO leaders. Will the Russian President Vladimir Putin press the nuclear button? And for long, Moscow has denied it has any such intention. However, today, that possibility is looking more tangible than ever. The Russian president has ordered nuclear drills to be conducted right on Ukraine's doorstep. That's right. On Monday, Russia announced drills including practice for the use of tactical nuclear weapons. Now, what are tactical nuclear weapons? They are weapons to be used on the battlefield to achieve a military goal. They can be mounted on missiles, airdropped bombs, or even artillery shells. And here's why Russia's announcement of nuclear weapons drills is big. Major nuclear powers routinely check their nuclear weapons, but very rarely link such exercises to specific perceived threats in the way that Russia has, at least publicly. So what triggered this reaction from Russia? Moscow blames it on the West. No surprises there. Except NATO leaders have recently expressed their intent to deploy troops to Ukraine. Remember, Ukraine is not part of the US-led bloc. It wants to join the alliance. In fact, it was this interest that also triggered the Russia-Ukraine tensions in the first place. But placing NATO soldiers in Ukraine to fight Russia, that was never going to be on the cards. For starters, Ukraine is not a member of NATO. The US-led military alliance can go to war when one of them is attacked first. It is its policy. An attack on one is an attack on all. Hence, as it stands right now, NATO has no reason to attack or go to war with Russia. Moreover, direct confrontation with Russia is not what the NATO wants. A direct war with Russia would trigger World War III, and that is not what NATO would want or can afford. Still, it has not stopped some of them from discussing the Western response to the Ukraine war. Take the example of the French President Emmanuel Macron. In an interview with The Economist magazine, Macron did not rule out sending troops to Ukraine to confront Russia. A day later, the UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron also declared that Ukraine could use British weapons against targets inside Russia if it wanted. Now, these provocative statements from the West have seemingly angered Vladimir Putin, provoking him enough to flaunt Russia's nuclear arsenal in the drills that have been ordered. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, the nuclear weapons drill will include practice for the preparation and deployment of non-strategic nuclear weapons, weapons intended to increase readiness to fulfill combat tasks. And here's why the NATO should not take Russia's warning lightly. Russia's strategic nuclear forces hold exercises regularly, but the new drills involving tactical nuclear weapons mark a significant escalation in the conflict. Since the war started, Russia has warned of rising nuclear risks. In March, in fact, Putin warned the West that a direct conflict between Russia and the US-led NATO would mean the planet was one step away from World War III. He also said that hardly anyone wanted such a scenario. Still, shouldn't NATO leaders exercise restraint in provoking Russia? In the 2 years of the war, we've already come a long way from verbal nuclear threats to Russia now holding nuclear drills. Who is going to stop before the next step becomes a reality? Sure, Russia follows a no first use policy, indicating it would retaliate to any nuclear or mass destruction attack against it. Still, amid the escalating provocations, could the Ukraine war turn nuclear? We do hope that sense prevails. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.